Spring cleaning magic. Seems that threshold magic is always calling me. Somewhere in the middle of it all, a few days ago, here on the northern hemisphere, Ostara came and went. She struck down the winter, if it seemed quite wintry wherever you happened to be, and now we are all fools and lambs and beginners again. Let's start at the top. Zodiac spins and presents the goat. Aries is a sign of action, and there's this drive during the spring to do, to act, to wave our swords, gesture with our wands, and cause things to be. The earth is softening, greening, at least traditionally, and somehow we're all meant to have a fresh strength to face ourselves and our foibles, the obstacles that keep us from our best outcomes. We're meant to shed our seal coats, take to the open sea. We're meant, if nature means much nowadays, to kick our feet through dew-dazzled grass, to be grateful that winter didn't win the day. The darkness wasn't total. The stores will be replenished. We're here, you and I, for the once more with feeling. There are so many thoughts in my head, scripts and characters, cackling and cavorting, and they'll be back. But this week, all of those voices seemed sharp and pointy, selfish and cruel, and I want this place to feel safer and kinder than that. You certainly deserve as much. Besides, Ostara is a time to give up what was, let it all go out to sea, start anew. Well, you can read all over this internet for suggestions about how to manage and mind and make a space for yourself in a physical sense. Though I would be the last to say the physical is not the marshy ground where grows the thoughts that harass and despair and save us. A certain survey of how have you been doing these days wouldn't go amiss, would it? Is there a clean dish for tomorrow's breakfast? Is a path cut for you to get to bed? Is there a collection of dead soldiers putting their questionable energy into the spiritual field around your bed? Are things sterile and vacuumed within an inch of their beige and piled lives? Nothing but a computer screen makes you genuinely smile when you reckon with the place that keeps you from dusk till dawn. Could you do with some lavender to freshen up your sheets? There's lots of things, reasonable things, you might do to engage with the concrete and plaster bones of this external body that holds your soul together. And many good and gentle people out there who might encourage you to clear some clutter, apply some soap to give yourself a sense of ease. None of them involve feverishly shaming yourself for existing and attempting to scrub and root out the night blooming cereus, the sundew, the fly traps, out of this strange domicile you call home. The goddess I believe in asks for reddened hands and aching knees, and spotless floors as a recompense, and withering yourself for the past, for what all of the natural world agrees is no longer as vital as what is yet to be. This is a time of transition, and many of us do find an energy moving around us, calls us to put fresh linens on the bed, believe in hope and change, heliotropism. So let's not knock it, lest we've tried it. For my part, I suggest the rule of 3. Spring begins to let some cottage magic unfold. First, find some daylight. Be around some sun. Clear a window. Buy a light if you must, but walk outdoors if you need to find it. Supposing you are not a vampire or physically harmed by it, and even the very best of us only take up that occupation a very certain percentage of our time. You can ball up your fists, put on your snow jacket, and go outside, glaring, enduring this beginning of the ritual. You may have forgotten the paths and sights and sounds that are readily available to you, right there in the gentle out of doors. Access to the energy of others, to photosynthesis, to movement and air, to all that has happened while we scuttled inwardly through the dark of winter. Do as the flowers do, once a day for 10 days. Turn your face toward the heat and light. Coil as a cat does, as a snake does, on the floor and rest. Slather yourself with SPF and stride confidently around the half-full lake where the crocus is just beginning to burst through the tired hoarfrost. Put something in some earth. Love it with water and light. Feel miraculously powerful when it rises up to greet you. Its most indulgent master. Second, make some promises. Look ahead. It's even better if you're looking when it is sunny and warm and you finally dared to pull off that winter coat and let the uncertain air slip dangerously under your collar and up your cottony sleeves. Make promises to yourself, to the ones you love, the house that shelters you, the friends who make you laugh, the half-full lake, cloudless sky, cherry blossoms, the bright and undelivered future that lies unpromised before you. What are you aiming to be? What would be so lovely to know? Where will your feet tread? The fullness of whose being will you acknowledge as essential to your happiness? What will you let go fallow? What will you seed for harvest? Write this down. It's good to make records, to press ideas into language, correct them, believe them. Scratch out the ones that you're only saying to make yourself look good. Strike through the ones that just feel like lies. What remains feels true and important, fair and kind. Sort out a way to do it. Just one promise. Make that level of commitment. Start turning your face towards that single sun. The third, and likely best, is to ask the question of what is enough. Enough in the soul and spirit. Enough to satisfy. Enough to soothe. Enough to allow you to sit in the sun and notice what is in the moment. Perhaps enough is more than what is here. Perhaps it's less. But it is what only you can answer in a season of abundance and growth and possibilities can leave the head dizzy. Dark, ravenous specters rise up in your mind, chittering and cawing at you about all the universes where you are coming up short. But there is no real absence here, right here on the earth. And for most of us, we're quite lucky to have a full larder and a well that pours us fresh water, and air to fly us and fire to warm us. And what beyond that is enough. Enough will mean what it means the moment I said it in your generously attentive ear. But if you're not sure, think of your time. Where do you hunger for more time? Where do you need more time to spend? Where you're a ravenous specter in your own life? Is it in your love, creativity, your ability to stand in the sunlight and watch the squirrels dart through the dew-dazzled grass without a phone ringing or a text pinging to stop you or ask you to photograph it? Is it in your sense of purpose, in your attentiveness to your body and your health? Fill this void today, only to learn how precious it is to you, or if actually what you have and are doing is enough. Enough, thankfully, can just be enough. With these thoughts a crown around your head, eat something that grew in the dirt. Best if you've done something to it with your own hands. Perhaps an olive oil cake drizzled with honey for our belated Ostara. If nothing else, give yourself some gentle affirmation. Because you survived this cold, dark winter, hot as hell as it may have been in your neck of the woods. You survived the gap. You dragged yourself over the line, turned your weirdness toward the light. And I am so grateful for it. Thank you. Thank you. Let's keep going together. This has been a story whispered. Words and voice are mine. If you'd like to comment, or subscribe, I'd be very grateful for that too. And I hope very much to catch you here next week for another unplanned moment of wordy tenderness. Bye.